Hi, I just recently found out that actually within my business park here, there's actually a newfangled Amazon warehouse. It's actually in the old Bunnings building. We'll take a look at that in a minute. I thought I'd do a quick Google search, and what popped up was job ad, an actual job ad for working as a picker, basically, a pick and place, pick from the shelves and I'm here a week. A picker at the Amazon warehouse. So it got me to thinking, can you actually make a living working as a picker, a shelf picker and packer at the Amazon warehouse here in my business park and live here as well and actually make a living from it? Can you afford to do that? In Sydney here, of course, one of the more expensive, first-class cities in the world in which to live. Real estate's notoriously expensive, etc., etc., as I've done videos on. So I thought that's an interesting question. Let's find out if you can actually... So let's find out if it's actually possible. So, of course, I hear stories all the time about, people working at Amazon, they're making minimum wage and they can't afford to live and everything else. It's one of the big things in the US. I think Amazon, I heard the other day that they were second biggest employer in the US. I don't know if that's true. If it's, if you do know, leave it in the comments down below. But anyway, a huge employer, oppressive conditions, all the rest of it, absolute minimum wage. In fact, we've got similar stories here about Amazon's hellscape. Workers face insecurity and crushing targets and all this sort of stuff, not good at all. But so this is not going to be about that. We're just simply going to look at this job at the Amazon warehouse and see if you can actually make a living from it. You might be surprised. Now, once again, a bit of Sydney geography for you. This is Norwest Business Park, which is the business park I'm in here. And here's the Amazon warehouse here. It's the old Bunnings building, actually, but that's now moved over to the Castle Hill industrial side over here. It's moved over to here. Bunnings is that one there. But yeah, it was here and they moved, and I wondered who actually bought this thing. Turns out it's Amazon or one of their subsidiary companies. You don't actually work for Amazon. You work for this other company, as you'll see. But anyway, this is what's called one of these fast Amazon Flex warehouses, which Flex is their system. I think it's kind of like a Uber kind of thing. You can actually work for them as an Amazon delivery driver for Amazon Flex. Anyway, this is not the big Amazon warehouse, which is here. It is here. We can watch the video.
It's the biggest warehouse in the Southern Hemisphere. More steel than Sydney Olympic Stadium. More space than Taronga Zoo.
It's the equivalent of 24 rugby league fields. It's a big
24
site.
rugby league fields.
The wild Amazon of e-commerce in Kemps Creek, where humans will work hand in hand with robots.
With
We're
robots.
At the point where we've got a shell of a building, but as of tomorrow, it really represents the next step in evolution.
Advanced machines set to do
They're
most
little,
of the
there
heavy
you go, little automated robot things.
24/7. They
24/7.
1,000 packages per hour.
What? How many
1,000
packages?
per hour.
25,000 packages an hour.
85% of the population.
Wow.
And cementing
Wow.
online arrived in 2017. This
robotics technology, fitters, turners, electricians.
So they're hiring all these people, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, that's the new warehouse. Now, that's out at Kemps Creek, which is further out west here. What we're looking at here's the Bella Vista hub that we're looking at. It's further out west here, and it's out here somewhere. I'm not sure where. It's all in there. I don't know. They haven't, there's DHL warehouses out there, Costco, and all sorts of FedEx warehouses, and Toll are all out there, and Kmart and Kohl's warehouses, all out there. So anyway, so this is a smaller Flex hub here. So it's within the Norwest Business Park, and you've seen me actually drive and cycle around Bella Vista Waters around here. I've done those videos, and I've also been down near Bella Vista Farm down here. So here's the warehouse. Here's actually ResMed. You might have heard of ResMed. That's their and what they call the ResMed retirement village here, because all the all the old engineers just go work at ResMed and they retire. They've got a job for life at ResMed. Anyway, so that's the big ResMed campus. There's a farm nearby. There's a shopping centre, private hospital, and a shopping centre. And this is a big industrial centre. Now, you've seen me drive around Bella Vista waters around here. This is actually Bella Vista in here, and this is Bella Vista Waters. Bella Vista Waters, this is like a pretty expensive place, right next to the warehouse. These are like $3-4 million homes. I could probably just, you know, drop you, and let's just drop into a random place, and they're big houses. There are bigger ones, yeah, right? Big houses like that, right? So they're actually quite, you know, they've all got swanky names and stuff like that, right? Yeah, $3-4 million houses in, you know, right next door. So can you afford to live in this area and also work at Amazon? Now, first of all, in Australia, the minimum wage here in Australia, the minimum wage is $20.33 per hour. But as you'll see, you don't get minimum wage for working at Amazon here. Leave it in the comments down below if that's, I think that's different in the US where they just pay them minimum wage. You don't get minimum wage here. So let's have a look at this job ad. There's one at Kemps Creek, which is the main warehouse. Here it is, a pick packer at Amazon Bella Vista. This is the fast warehouse. It's for a company called Randstad, and there's another company, if you work out at Kemps Creek, that's called a company called Adecco. So I don't know, it's an Amazon trading subsidiary. So I have no idea. Anyway, but you're basically working at the Amazon warehouse here in Bella Vista, okay? And it's $28 to $29 an hour. Yeah, it's only a casual temporary role because I couldn't find any like permanent roles for packers. But let's just assume that, you know, you can pick up almost as many hours as you want, or you can at least work a 38-hour week, or if you can't, you can at least pick up some warehouse work at another place, which, by the way, the average warehouse work on Seek here, this is actually for this Adecco warehouse assistant job. The warehouse assistant typically advertised between $25 and $30 per hour. So let's just assume that you can make a full-time live-in. You work enough hours every week as an picking-in packer at Amazon, and let's see if you can afford to eat, okay? And if you want details, work with Amazon above award weights. Award is what they call the minimum wage here, but you can get overtime and shift loading as well. So let's just assume that, you know, you can work as many hours as you want here. They give you extra benefits, like you get discounts from Woolies, JB Hi-Fi, Kmart. Oh, by the way, I didn't even show you. Yeah. Right next door to this Amazon warehouse, this is Woolworths. Woolworths are one of the two big supermarket chains, as in grocery type supermarket chains here in Australia. That's their big national headquarters right here, right next door. So it's pretty huge. So anyway, you get discounts from them, from JB Hi-Fi, which is our go-to place for your televisions and your games and stuff like that. Kmart, event cinemas and stuff like that. So you get some benefits. Bring a mate, make the most of our referral program. There you go. You can make money by roping in your mates to work at Amazon. Anyway, casual role, 4 to 6 hour shifts from 4:30 a.m. So it's not the irregular hours, but let's just assume that you can do, there you go, you're picking and packing, you're RF scanning, you know, just count stock and pick and pack orders, okay? So let's assume $28 an hour. Let's assume that you can actually get your 38-hour work week. That's $1,064 per week. I've got the numbers here. That's $55,328 a year. That's okay. Geez, when I was a boy, my first job was $24,000 a year, something like that. So how much income tax do you pay on that? I'm glad you asked. Well, income tax here in Australia, let's have a look. We have, we have tax brackets. So the first $18,000 that you earn per year, you pay no tax on whatsoever. And then it's a staggered system. So only the money from 18 to 45,000, you pay 19 cents, so 19% tax rate for every dollar over 18,000. And then from 45,000 up to 120, so the upper bit of your money will be charged at 32.5 cents. So it's a bracket. So you need a calculator to do that. Luckily, we have a calculator. Here it is. So $55,328 per year. You pay $8,448 income tax on that. But I know what you Americans are all saying. Oh, but what about healthcare? What about healthcare? This is our Medicare levy. So Medicare is our nationalized healthcare here, where everyone gets everyone in this country gets healthcare for free. but of course it's in quote marks because you actually, the taxpayers pay for it. And in this particular case, you'll pay 2%. Or an extra $1,107 a year pays for your free universal healthcare. So yes, Americans, we have world-class universal healthcare for 2% of your income. 2%, just 2. So yeah, you guys are trapped in your system forever, I think. Anyway, so the marginal tax rate of 32% because you're on that higher bracket. So if you had a high side hobby income or something, well, no, hobby income is not taxed. Let's say you had a side midnight engineer business, you were selling kits and stuff, and you were doing legitimately, it wasn't your hobby, then you'd be in the 32% tax bracket. And there's just the breakdown of the taxes for the different income brackets, right? So there you go. So you've got $45,773 left over in your pocket each year. So if you divide that by 52 weeks a year, that's $880. Okay, so can you live on $880 here in Sydney? Well, I just put in an apartment at Bella Vista, so within walking distance, okay? And here it is. Here's what you can get for $550 a week. You got to pony up your $2,200 bond, which you get back if you don't destroy the place. But this is actually like this is like a serviced apartment. It's pretty schmick, right? It's brand new. I'll show you where it is. It's just, so here's the warehouse here. Here it is here, Quest Bella Vista. So you can walk through the park here on your way to work every day. Your shopping centre's literally next door here. You've got a private hospital, which you can't use your Medicare levy at. If you want to know, private hospital here, it'll cost you, I think, about $180 if you go to the emergency room at the private hospital. But of course, you'll get treated privately by doctors straight away. You won't have to go to the public health system, public hospital, which will cost you $0. But anyway, yeah, it's a nice area to live. Right? So, so this is pretty schmick. Let's have a look at it. Here it is. And look, it's only a 1-bedroom apartment. So look at this, right? It's pretty schmick and it comes fully furnished and you get all your utilities. Your washer, your dryer, your toilet. Look at this. You've got a balcony, which you can overlook over here, right? Pretty schmick. And you've got a gym in the building as well, so you get all that for free. You've got like a lobby lounge and all that sort of stuff, right? So you can live in here. Like, it's not somewhere where you'd raise a family, but if you're young and single and you wanted to just eke by working at the Amazon warehouse, get out of your parents' house, then you could do it. That's only $550 a week. So that leaves $330 left over for all your food. So in this particular case, you've got no other expenses. You even get internet, you get your gas, you get your electricity, and you get your gym and everything else in there, right? Pretty schmick. So pretty much you've only got food. On top of that, $330 a week, more than enough for food. So there you go. Is it possible to work at Amazon, take this job as a picker-packer there, and live nearby in a schmicko apartment in a really nice part of Sydney? It's out in the suburbs, of course. Like, here it is here. This is where I live, right? And this is where I work. And this is my business park, right? And Sydney, of course, is pretty huge, right? So here, the harbour bridge is down here, which actually connects Australia to New Zealand over here. And right, so that's Sydney. That's the harbour bridge. There's the harbour bridge. There's your opera house there. There's your Sydney harbour there, right? All your houses around here are 10, 20 million bucks, right? But anyway, you go out here to your western suburbs and, it's, as I said, these are like you're surrounded by like $4 million homes. If you go on the other side of the of Old Windsor Road here, the houses drop from like probably a minimum of like 2.5 million here. They probably just suddenly drop to like 1.5 million to $1 million, something like that. They get lower. So these are like new swanky sort of areas with building covenants, so you can't just build a little ramshackle place there. You've got to build something that's pretty schmick. So anyway, nice part of Sydney to live. It's got all the services. You've got the new metro train station here. Here's the new metro train station, the underground metro, which is the best transport system in Sydney. If you want to hop on the metro and head to the city, you can do that. No wuckers. So the answer is yes. You can comfortably work at the Amazon warehouse and live in a swanky apartment nearby. Go figure. Now, just out of curiosity, if you wanted to save a bit more coin, I've searched around the area. Here's the warehouse here. What can you get for under $4.50 a week? Not much. There's really nothing within. That's kind of within walking distance. Like it's like a house. It's just a studio, right? A one better studio there. This place up Fairway Drive here. Here's a deposit taken. You can live in like somebody's, like half of somebody's house or something like that for $4.50. That's all right. Look, that's neat and tidy. So this is $4.20 a week. This is in Bella Vista. It looks like that's kind of, yeah, it looks like you get part of, oh yeah, they've built a studio on the house. That's all right. Look at that. That's not bad, you know, like this studio apartment thing. And not as good as the one better, of course, but you're saving $100. That's all right. That's attached to somebody's house, a one-bedroom studio. There you go, $4.20 a week. So that would give you $460 a week left over for food. So that's not too shabby. And once again, and you could probably walk that every day. It's a decent walk, or just hop on a bike and you're there in 10 minutes or whatever, less than that. So there you go. Yeah. You can comfortably live in a nice little, like, one better place and work as a warehouse packer at Amazon. Go figure. Let us know in the comments down below if you think you can do that anywhere else in the world. Like, assuming that they don't boot you out, of course, you know, or they weren't giving you the time or whatever, you weren't getting the shifts you wanted and all that sort of jazz. But, you know, you might have to get a second job, because this is technically like a casual, temporary type thing. But I reckon they would, like, if you're good at it, like, and you're willing to work there, then, yeah, I think they'd probably keep you on and gives you as many shifts as you like, and you'd end up like just essentially having like a full-time job there, even though they're casual. And, you know, there's no security, of course, and they'd boot you out. And of course, trying to save money, like for a deposit for a home by working at Amazon, yeah, it's not good. But you can actually comfortably live and work at Amazon warehouse and live nearby in a schmakey place, in a pretty good, decent place, in a nice, you know, these are nice, safe neighborhoods. Crime out here is practically zero, right? Everything's nice. You've got your nice shopping centers nearby. You've got a massive shopping center just over here at Castle Hill. It's just 5 minutes away if you jump on the new metro over here. And yeah, it's, you know, nice place to walk and ride your bike and do all sorts of other stuff. Like you know, that you can actually, you know, there's huge bike tracks that go all the way up here, and you can go all the way out to Rouse Hill out here and all sorts of stuff. In fact, you can go all the way to Windsor, really. You could ride your bike, you know, a nice sort of lifestyle out here. And you could afford that, no worries, by working at the Amazon warehouse. I hope you found that as fascinating as I did. Thoughts and comments down below. Catch you next time.